speaking. All right, I'll turn it over then to see names. Hare Krishna. So we'll need a couple of minutes to get situated on site at the temple. So while we're waiting, there's going to be a short kirtan, and also use that as an opportunity to formulate your thoughts if you would like to share them. And again, please enter your name if you want to share.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Kishore Kishore, Kishore Kishore, Kishore Kishore, Jaya Kishore Kishore, Kishore Kishore, Kishore Kishore, Jaya Kishore Kishore.
And all of you that are online. Okay. It's been a different experience in many ways. How do we get the group participation over there? Could you speak into the microphone? Give her this lady a microphone.
Hey.
Oh.
Hare Krishna. Is this better? Okay, so we have Yashoda Nandan Prabhu as our moderator online, and he'll call on people's names from online. And I wanted to ask if you wanted to do one in person, one online, like we normally do,
Look
or
at that.
Yeah.
She's so organized. Even when she's not here, she's here. What to speak of when she's here, how she's here. Okay. There's the microphone back again. Okay, in case, is anybody here that has never attended a Festival of Holy Name or a japa retreat like this? Everyone has. So this part of the function, our activities together is some sharing. How many rounds were you able to chant today? What was the main support that you received to carry you forward in your chanting today? And keep it short and sweet, not too long. So the plan is we'll alternate. We'll start within the room because that's easier. And then the people that are not in the room can do whatever they're supposed to do. Send a message to Yasodananda and he'll call on you. Okay, so we're ready with the microphone back there. This young Prabhu. For the people that are in the online, they can't see you. They can see? Okay. You're on camera. Take it away. Haribo.
So I chanted 32 rounds.
32 rounds. Wow. What time did you get up this morning?
5, yeah.
5?
5:45.
On his own, 5:45. It's like
5:45. Okay, great. And what helped you get your 32 rounds covered?
I wanted to stay for like extra 2 days. So my mom said you have to chant 32 rounds. Then you could say.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was the deal.
Yeah.
All right. And I don't see your mom jumping up and down. She must be happy though. Yeah? We're all happy for you. Congratulations. Okay. So now we're going to go to Yasodanandana. And you're going to call on somebody or whatever you're going to do.
Yes, Maharaj. So the first person who would like to share online will be Bhakti Priya Mataji. So Bhakti Priya Mataji, I invite you to please turn on your camera and unmute your microphone while you share your reflection.
Okay, speak up.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you so much for the online association and this class. I've noted down points from each and every class, so I didn't get to summarize, but I will quickly do it as we go along. So the first thing that touched me is that accepting whatever comes our way as mercy or as Krishna's mercy, and the concept of the definition of pridelessness, not desiring for satisfaction of honor by others. I have to work a lot on this area, and if we keep our enthusiasm going, we can reach Nishta. And we have to become like a dry wood, but then enthusiasm helps us to become dry wood fast and away from the contamination, material contamination, or being the wetness, from the wetness of the material contamination. And from other classes, what I learned from
Let me interrupt. I'm going to interrupt. Rather than read your notes, what I'm looking for from you is, and think that it made an impression. I appreciate. That's another. How did that help you? What specifically helped you, and how did it help you with your chanting? And by the way, how many did you chant today?
I did like 36 rounds.
36. Okay, great.
So
what
my appreciation.
helped you the most?
I'm sorry.
What are those items that helped you the most during the 36 rounds?
The topic about I'm sorry. When Maharaj passed away yesterday, we went through the prayers of Vritrasura in the afternoon session, and during that session, uh, I realized that it doesn't matter how we leave this body, but all we have to do is stay in Krishna consciousness, and as long as we remember Krishna, then there is no fear of death. That one thing is really touched. I mean, I really appreciate Badahardas Prabhu sharing his sharing that those prayers. Um, when I was chanting the slides online, it was very helping. Um, the one thing is yearning to reach destination, yearning to get Krishna's attention. So chant and but not chant, call him but don't ignore him. Um, so all of this helped me to chant better today.
Okay. Okay. That's about, so we can have more time for everybody. I think that's good what you just shared. Thank you. And did it help, all of those things you mentioned, it helped you remain focused or enlivened or afraid, or what happened? What was the emotion that was impelling you?
It was initially it was very hard for me to keep up with the enthusiasm, because there is not much association in person, or I've been waiting for a continuous association like this every day. I definitely missed out the Mangalaratis and Guru Pujas that you perform in the temple, um, but the constant back-to-back sessions that really helped me to take association of Srila Prabhupada books instead of worrying about having somebody's association. And maybe I can turn my house as a dham instead of worrying about I'm not able to go to the dham. I would try to. So the tips that Ravindra Swarup Das Prabhu gave, the tips about how to create a meditation area in our house, like light and incense, keep a rug, and all those really, I think it will help me to be more consistent probably in the future. And well, that's what I learned from.
That's the going forward in time. Sounds
Yes.
good. Okay, anybody in the room here? You're getting singled out. You ready? Okay.
I chanted 7 rounds.
7. Is that a new plateau for you?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. And what else would you like to share besides what helped you with the 7?
Like, I don't know.
You don't know. There were others that were chanting along with you. Maybe that helped?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Anybody else in the room? Because, okay, right behind you, your brother.
I chanted 32 rounds.
Ah,
And what helped me was I just wanted to do it, so I did it.
could you say it again clearer? I didn't get it.
I just wanted to do it,
I just wanted to do it.
so I just did it.
Okay. Well, that's nice. And Krishna helped you. Because if you didn't get Krishna's help, you wouldn't be able to do it. Good. Good. Thank you. You also got up at 5:45 this morning?
I woke up at 5:43 and then I woke him up.
No. All right. Okay.
Chant our rounds together. Chant our rounds together.
Chant your round together. The buddy system. Okay.
And Guru Maharaj, then when I went to wake him up, because they had been planning to chant today, I went to wake him up. I said, your friend's already chanting. He said, don't wake me up, I'm chanting.
You're really a clever kid. Okay, online. Let's see if you can match.
The next one I'd like to invite is Amara Mataji. Request to everybody, especially online, to speak slowly and clearly. Thank you so much.
Okay, go ahead, Amara.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj and all the devotees. I'm very happy to say that I could chant 56 rounds first time today, Maharaj. And I could really today feel the blessings and mercy in the presence of transcendental sound of Srila Prabhupada, presence of Guru Maharaj, and all the devotees online. And like there was such an environment that I was not expecting that my kids would be chanting, but to my surprise, my oldest daughter chanted 8 rounds. My middle one chanted 16 and she is still continuing. And my son chanted 8 rounds and he wants to do 16 today. So that's a real blessing, Maharaj. And from the lectures, the points that stayed with me were like simplicity of Gopakumar was very striking for me. That his natural and implicit faith in just the instruction of his spiritual master brought him to Krishna, although he had many allurements in between. And also the image of pot on the fire helped me think, because you mentioned that as much as our consciousness will go closer to the Nama Prabhu. So I was thinking that this is probably today's my only opportunity, and definitely in future there might come more, but today is the only one that I'm getting this golden opportunity of unique and rare like time of all devotees association, your association online. And also in morning, you talked about clear pronunciation and one mantra at a time. That helped me focus today, Maharaj, and I'm very happy and I want to complete 64 round. I hope I'll be able to do. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So you matched it and then some. Now, anyone else here in the room? I see a hand way in the back there. Socially distanced like anything. It's practically sitting in the elevator. Go ahead.
Maharaj, I was able to chant 70 rounds today.
Ooh. Ooh. How many were in your sleep? That was a joke. That was a joke. Following in his footsteps. Clever one. Go ahead.
I felt a bit unfortunate that even despite of so many attempts to hear, I couldn't hear the whole name. That was the intention. I started up at least one time, maybe I'll properly hear the name. But the techniques I applied from the 5 tools that you gave having this enthusiasm in relation with the gratitude to the Guru who has given this holy name, despite so many challenges within that journey, kept that enthusiasm going on.
Good. All right.
But at some point of time, I didn't understand why I got headache.
Why you were getting a headache?
Headache.
I'm not a doctor. I can't answer. We can take you to a doctor, but okay. Yasodanandana.
Next, I would like to invite Kirti Prabhu to please share his reflection. And check to make sure you're unmuted and that your camera is on.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you so much for the wonderful session. I was able to chant 26 rounds. I had a slow start today, but the things that really helped me from the session was one mantra at a time, and the second one was paying attention to the mantra or hearing the mantra. And while I was doing that, I noticed that as I'm chanting the initial part of the round, the mantra is probably more clear, but then as the round progresses, the pronunciation is not as great. And although I'm trying to pronounce the right way, but the sound is coming, it's not what I want it to be. So, and then I'm having to pause or slow it down, reset. So that's was what was taking me longer to finish the rounds. But it was very nice. I was able to hear myself actually what I was chanting. And it was, I noticed it was everything but the holy name.
Nice.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. It looks like I have to do a lot of work on pronunciation and keeping it steady throughout the round. Somehow it is trailing off. I'm having difficulty keeping up.
Got it. That's a good start. That's a good start. Making that effort is a good start, and then sometimes it'll be better, sometimes won't be as good, but just stay with it. Two really valuable tools. Stay with it.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Starting tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Okay. Madhu Mangal.
So I was able to chant 48 rounds.
Wow, very good. Very good.
One of the messages that really helped me to keep going was that how much the Einstein quote about living in illusion and thinking that to be reality and diverting the mind from illusion to reality. So somehow in the beginning, I was looking at the cell phone for different reasons, service related and something else. And then I thought I need to really keep a social distance with my cell phone. So I,
You mentioned that about your japa. Okay.
so I kept it somewhere else where I thought that, okay, until I finish my rounds, I won't even look at the cell phone anymore. But what really helped me was the whole, this morning when you mentioned that attentive hearing leads to attentive chanting. So I was trying to see that how I can pay attention to the Nama Prabhu while I'm trying to chant, hoping that that would increase the attention towards the chanting, vice versa. So, and one of the other things that really helped me was the way you set up the mood for trying to dedicate the rounds to His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami. At some point, we were there in the temple hall, specifically because I was missing Kishore Kishori very much. And I hear from you from time to time that how the deities love chanting. And for the last 3.5 months since the lockdown, I was feeling that somehow I'm not a good chanter. I don't do kirtan or anything, but I thought that today is my opportunity to somehow take your blessings and chant in front of them for their pleasure. And it's in their hands.
Wow.
So we just stayed in the temple. I had some nice company of Namruchi Prabhu, Leela Manjari Mataji, Premarasa was also there. Some other devotees joined towards the end. And one other thing that also helped me was...
Did you chant too loud to disturb them?
I hope not.
It was okay. Okay.
I hope not. When the last rites ceremony was being broadcast, Premarasa logged into the YouTube thing on her phone. And she brought that next to us, and then we were sitting, and somehow something inspired me. And then I asked Namaruchi Prabhu, can you show this to the deities? So that as Maharaj, the Kirtan was going on, when Maharaj's last Aarti was being performed. So he showed the deities, and then somehow I got inspired too. I went to the deities and tried to show to each of the deities that as it was being broadcast. So somehow I felt that at that point, I don't know, I may have chanted a couple of rounds while showing with one hand on the phone to the deities. I felt like there was immense potency that I thought that, okay, I'm trying to, based on my Guru's order, I'm trying to dedicate my rounds to this person who has dedicated his entire life to Srila Prabhupada. And somehow I felt like the deities were reciprocating. So there's a combination of, and one other thing that also kept me going was that from time to time I was imagining that I have a long way to go, and I was imagining myself like a sprinter, and at the finish line, Guru and Krishna are waiting for me. So that image kind of kept me going, that they want nothing but somehow to receive the full gift that I can receive from the holy name. Thank you.
I know some devotees that when they were in school, and some of the devotees that are no longer in school, but when they were in school, they signed up for cross-country, long-distance running. As you were speaking, I was thinking of that. It's, you know, it's the crossing the finish line is a long way away, but you develop stamina to do that long distance running, and then it's just fun, and it's invigorating. Make it easier. The initial stages of cross county or cross whatever it's called, I'm sure it's exhausting. There's a lot of effort and so forth. But extending the chanting has that kind of feel to it. But stamina grows, and it's really, you look forward to it. That's then the next one. Next time there's an opportunity like this. Okay, we're ready for the Yasodanandana.
Hare Krishna. So the next one from online will actually be Shamsaki and I both. So we did a combined total of 35 rounds today.
Team effort, all right.
Yes, Maharaj.
You guess
I can show on camera the reasons why, but so one thing that, at least for me, helped a lot was the power of prayer and intention, from which the intelligence comes. One thing Ravindra Swarup Prabhu said in his session was about how if there are obstacles in chanting, just that sincere desire, that mood of prayer to Krishna, to please allow me to be able to even progress in my chanting in the face of so many obstacles, even just from the logistics of a quiet, uninterrupted 2-hour stretch to chant japa. So that was very inspiring. And another thing was the story of Gopakumar chanting as reciprocation. That's something that I've been meditating on, especially the last few weeks. And so just chanting in the mood of service, that this is a precious gift that has been given to me, and the best thing I can do is attentively perform this service. It's really powerful. Also, the online kirtan sessions were really helpful in the japa session this morning, especially. One thing that really struck me was this was the first time I'd participated in an online kirtan. And it was really cool, especially when the devotees had their cameras on, because I realized that most of us are in totally separate locations, but it felt like here we are coming together doing something that totally transcends this material sense of time and space. We're chanting this name, glorifying Krishna through his holy name together. And so when I was chanting, I was feeling that same kind of unity, I guess you could say. Just that at this time, at 5:30, whenever it was, most of us are chanting the same name to the same Krishna. And it was a really beautiful feeling. And then the last thing I wanted to share is I had made a determination that I'd only done 17 rounds, but I was determined to do 18 before this session. And as I was looking at the clock, okay, it was 1:51, and my head started calculating, oh, this is how many minutes, maybe I can still make that 18 target before announcements. And right at that moment, I'm sharing my screen right now, this is what popped up. Help me condemn the thoughts, let me finish my rounds, since it's opposed to the mood of developing or loving relationship. So at that point, I just gave up on the idea of focusing on a number of 18, and just let me be present for these last few Maha Mantras before the time is up. So thank you very much, Guru Maharaj. I want to turn it over to Shamsaki as well to share her reflection.
You take a picture of that slide, and that's how you got that?
Yes, I did, because when I saw it, I started laughing, and then I immediately took a screen grab because it was perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, I was, because we took turns, I was able to do 18 today, which was more actually than I've been doing. Like, we've somehow been able to get 16. But I started, when I started the 16 rounds today, I was in a place of like a lot of sadness, like a lot of grief just over the whole situation. I had a quote actually that helped me. It says, grief, hold on, grief It's really just love. It's all the love. Can you read it?
Sure. Grief, I've learned, is really just love. It's all the love you want to give but cannot. All of that unspent love gathers in the corners of your eyes, the lump in your throat, and in the hollow part of your chest. Grief is just love with no place to go. Quote by Jamie Anderson.
And I was just thinking that, okay, if this sadness is love, then let me try to give this love to Krishna. And so through my rounds, I was trying to do that. And then, so that's how I started. And then I tried to give my love to Krishna by being attentive, by being present. And then I thought that, okay, so Krishna is really here in his holy name. And so if Krishna is really here at his lotus feet are his devotees. So that means I'm not alone. And then that lump in the chest was kind of removed. And I was feeling that even if COVID closes temples or takes away devotees, they're always there in the holy name. So I wanted to say thank you for this retreat, because it was that boost that I needed.
Okay. Thank you for courageously sharing all of that with us. Let's see what happens tomorrow morning, where your shelter is and where your feelings are. Try to put it all together again tomorrow morning. Keep that nice quote in front of you. So we have maybe time for 2 more sharing.
I chanted 38 rounds today.
How many?
38.
38.
Yeah. And what helped me was 3 things. I was hearing Ravindra Swarup Prabhu for the first time. I never heard him before. So it was really nice to hear from him. 3 things he said just stayed with me. The first one was, he said, sense gratification makes you dull and stupid. Okay. So I was relating that with what you were saying about illusion and reality. That and whenever my mind went to say some thoughts which were other than not focusing on holy name, I was saying, hey, sense gratification will make you dull, so that's not where you have to go. And then it kind of helped me to bring the mind back to the holy name.
Good.
And the second thing he said was, don't quit. Don't quit. So usually I try, and then after say a couple of rounds, I'm like, it's not going to happen. So let me just not bring it back and let it go away wherever it's going. Because that's more easier than trying to bring it back. So, but then it helped me to consistently try to bring the mind back, because he kept saying, don't quit. And the third thing he said, which stayed with me, was he said, if being in this material body, if we can serve as if we were in the spiritual body, that's the goal. So, so that's the aspiration that I'm taking from this whole retreat.
Good. Sundari Radha, you're taking note of these things that you share with Shraddha, because Ravindra will appreciate hearing specific things that he said and how it helped people. Great, thank you. 38 rounds. Yasoda Nandana.
Hare Krishna. The next person I would like to invite is Rajeshwari Pran Mataji. Request please turn your camera on and unmute yourself. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much. I was able to chant 64 rounds today. Actually, I planned to do 64 rounds today. This is the most I have done. The maximum I have done in a day was 35 before. So I woke up at 3 a.m. today, so I can finish most of my rounds in the morning before the family wake up. So I did 16 rounds first. It was totally uninterrupted. My attention was 9 out of 10 to the holy name.
Wow.
The thing helped me was the image Maharaj showed in the class on the first day, never leave his lotus feet. That image from Hare Krishna mantra life. That stayed with me. And I had a picture of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and looking at that 16 rounds in one time at a time, uninterrupted. And then I did my DT service. The mistake I made was I turned on my phone after my 16 rounds to look at some messages.
Oh.
So the next set of 16 rounds,
How long did it take you to get back to your chanting after you picked up your phone?
It took 15 to 20 minutes. I felt it was a time waster, even though it was not essential messages I have to check. I realized that afterwards. And then I did the second set of 16 rounds. I would say some distraction because of the time waster I did, but it was okay again. So I was able to finish 32 rounds before the class. And then as soon as the class was over, my family responsibility and household chores started, but I kept it minimum today. And then I started my third set of 16 rounds. I tried to use all the 5 tools Maharaj shared in the class. The last one I didn't use most. The holy name is a person. For some reason that didn't come to me, but the other 4 I used. The main thing that stayed with me was the Gopakumara's, the commitment, and also the last part of that is to receive the fullness of the gift. The word fullness kind of stayed with me throughout. I was just striving for that fullness again and again with the gratitude and commitment. So the 16 rounds went okay. Again, it was attentive rounds. I was trying to also do the mindful japa with the, pronouncing clearly and hearing it clearly. The fourth set of 16 rounds, the first part was okay. The second part was not okay because I got emotional watching His Holiness Bhakti Char Maharaj funeral rites. So I was very emotional and I took a break and then I was able to complete. But overall, I would say my rounds were today, attention was very sustained. I didn't have to force my mind. I was very focused, very absorbed. I was also able to feel some sweetness at the end. I wanted to keep going. And there was some sweetness I felt. And that was overall my reflection, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
With children and family and thising and thating, and that you did what you did is outstanding. Very, very, very good. And Krishna helped you.
Thank you, Maharaj. My son Sri, he also chanted with me. That helped. He did 22 rounds today.
Oh, really? Wow.
He normally does 14 rounds a day, but today he wanted to do 22, so he was able to complete in the morning. And my daughter did 5 rounds. So.
Wow. Wow. Amazing. Fantastic. Okay, you get some special award. Krishna's smile. That's what you get. Okay, so we have time for, I think, one more here. Anyone else would like to share? Yeah,
I felt a lot of grief, Guru Maharaj. It was a lot of heaviness in the heart. And seeing Bhakti Chara Maharaj's body, there was a great sense of urgency in trying to chant purely. The visuals, Shruti really does a fantastic job, and it left a very deep impression. So the tools really came alive, and I tried to use one tool for every round I chanted. I chanted 37 rounds. And just this pervasive sense of grief was what
Did
was
the grief
pronounced.
serve as an obstacle or an impetus?
An impetus. It was very apparent that Krishna is so kind, and Krishna takes care of his devotees, and he's the only worthwhile object to dedicate my life to, and I wish to also die in service to Krishna. And it was an impetus that was creating a sense of urgency, and felt like the whole world feels so heavy with the departure of such a pure soul from this world.
I got a message from one of the devotees in China that said, I was fully attentive for all 16 rounds for the first time ever, with the thought, there's no time to waste. So different responses from different quarters. Okay, so who's next on the Yasodhanandana?
So next from online is Shivram Prabhu. Ah, you knew it. So if you could please start.
Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Prabhupada. So, Maharaj, I chanted 35 rounds today, and essentially, I think most of my the tool really I was looking at was I planned a little bit yesterday to see what time I would get up and how much time I would take to chant. So I think mostly I was calculating the logistics of how I'm going to chant my rounds. And another thing that I think was very, very instrumental was chanting with Sweta and also with all the other devotees on the call today. They were not unmuted, of course, but it is definitely surprising that today I was able to focus much more, and the rounds were flowing a lot more easier than all these other Sundays where I've been chanting with Sweta and or on my own. So definitely that was something very interesting for me that, wow, even online during this retreat, I mean, obviously I've experienced this retreat in person before where chanting with all of you in person makes a huge difference. And then I found it was almost the same effect, even online. So that was another. And as far as the tools were concerned, I couldn't remember a whole lot of tools. I just remembered the wheelbarrow. Couldn't remember much of the tools in the wheelbarrow. But I remembered for a brief while that Krishna is a person, on and off, that message would come and go. And also that I'm a person. So that was a little bit of that. And I think some of those messages, or many of those messages that was in the Zoom call and along with the Prabhupada Japa tape, those messages, just as Yashodanandan Prabhu shared, they were a little kick in the behind. So that was also helpful. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Okay. 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 Yashodananda, I'm just getting a signal that there's somebody else that wants to speak online.
Yes, Maharaj. Next will be Rajeshwari Mataji's account that Sri Hari wanted to share.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I already updated. I think he stepped out, so sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Then we'll move on next to Rama Raghava Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I want to share three things, Guru Maharaj.
Behind you, it looks really great.
Thank you, Maharaj. That would be my third point. I would be sharing about that. First, I want to say that this retreat was fantastic. It was super fun, minus the Kishore Kishori Darshan and the Prasadam, but the team did fantastic job. In fact, for me, this retreat was more effective than the in-person ones because I didn't have to drive back and forth.
Oh.
So
next time you can stay in the temple.
Yes, Maharaj. The second thing, Guru Maharaj, is about this picture. So as almost everybody pointed out earlier, that this retreat kind of, we heard the sad news of departure of Bhakti Charu Maharaj. So, I was in a sad mood, but the way this retreat has turned out, going through all the emotions of, excitement and yearning and enthusiasm, and then lamentation. And then we culminated today with the Japa rounds, the 32 rounds. It was so beautiful that it all culminates into Harinam, that, I was tempted to bring this picture up, which is my background. And, this is especially important for me because when we were taking this photograph, the bird that is actually flying up back just fed its little kids, I mean, and it was just leaving up back. So that pretty much gives me a visual of Bhakti Charu Maharaj coming here, giving us all the guidance, and just going back where he belongs. So that's why I chose to put this background, Maharaj. And I'm very thankful to you for your sharing yesterday, specifically with regard to this sad but inevitable event that happened. So that was number two. Number three is with regard to the chanting experience. So I am right now planning to do 64. Out of that, I have done 48, and I'll continue after the call. Again, this is the maximum that I have done on a single day, and the Srila Prabhupada's chanting in the background, along with those very powerful images, that helped a lot. Really. And the class before that, the power of Harinam, and the previous sessions that we have heard about, Krishna's pastimes, his names and his forms all being non-different, that really helped me. So thank you so much, Guru Maharaj. This was really enlightening and enlivening. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we're at the cutoff point. It's now 3 o'clock. So it's in Radha. Going to inform us what's next. He's online.
And next is his kirtan for 30 minutes to, kind of close the retreat for all of us.
Okay.
So he's online right now. Yashodananda Prabhu, you can take it from here.
Can we switch to him online? Oh, there he is. No. Badahari, where are you? That's not Badahari.
So I also wanted to call on, as Sundari Radha mentioned, the last slot is a closing finale kirtan led by His Grace Badahari Prabhu But Bada Hari Prabhu, before starting the kirtan, I wanted to call to ask if you wanted to share any closing thoughts or reflections from this weekend online festival before the kirtan. And if the answer is no, that's also okay, but I wanted to extend that opportunity for you to share.
Okay. Yeah, well, thank you for all your hard work in organizing this event. It's definitely not like being there in person. I miss being with all of you personally. I miss Kishore Kishori, sitting in front of them and chanting, but it is true that there's a Sangha, nevertheless, and I felt that, and I was able to chant. I only chanted 28 rounds. I had some distractions, but I guess I really appreciated the 5 points that you mentioned this morning, Maharaj. Well, the overriding point was Gop Kumar and just his commitment to show his gratitude to his spiritual master. That's really the thing that carries us throughout our life, is that commitment to repay the debt to our Guru Maharaj. And maybe I'll let it go at that. Yeah, this is a time of grief and joy at the same time. And impetus. Yeah, I appreciated that Shamasaki's sharing. It was so wonderful. I wonder if you could share that quote with me about grief. So,
Yes.
that was very nice. So thank you all for your association. It only increases my desire to be with all of you. And Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauramani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Styadyadeshakari Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauramani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Styadyadeshakari Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Guru Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta-vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta-vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta-vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta-vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Rama, Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Rama, Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna